Okay, so the next recipe, we're going to do a roast chicken. So we're going to open them up. We're going to get a nice coat of salt and pepper in there on the inside of this chicken, because that's going to really be important for later on when you're eating it. We're going to shove a little bit of thyme in there. We got some garlic. You know, if you have a half an onion you got left over from cooking something the night before, throw it in there as well. You're going to put some, this is another thing. You don't want to stick the sticker in there. Now we're going to truss the chicken. Get some string. And this is something you'll get used to. Don't be scared. It's pretty simple. Let's hope I do it right. You wrap it around the legs. You do a little figure 8, like that. Come around this side. Catch the wings so they're nice and put together there. Flip it over. Usually the neck's a little longer, so you tuck the string under the neck. Now what you do, so you don't have to have your kids come over and put their finger there, because that's what Mom used to always do, and then you get scared and you never want to cook again. So you get your finger stuck in the chicken. You do is you wrap it around not once but twice, and then the knot doesn't slip as easily. A chicken usually about a size like this, 3.5 pounder, about 45 minutes in a high oven, 450 degrees. And take it out, let it rest for 10 minutes. Pretty foolproof. But if you wanted to cook your vegetables at the same time, so it's like a one-pot wonder kind of thing, take your carrots, your onions, your celery, put the chicken in for 15 minutes, and then just toss all the vegetables in a half hour, they should be cooked. So the leeks. I take off a little bit of the big greens on the end, because those are going to be a little bit tougher. Sometimes you even take off the outside. So what I like to do is I cut it in a bias like this, cut it in half, and then I'm going to cut it in a bias. Look at this guy. I mean, that's disgusting. I don't want to eat that. That's the reason why we wash the leeks a lot. And then very simply, I just cut them like this. Nice big pieces. Very, very simple. I'm going to start cooking them. These have already been washed. Salted. I salted the water. We're blanching these guys off. You're going to cook them for a little while, 4, 5, 6 minutes. You'll taste them to see exactly where they're at. Then after you're done cooking them, a little olive oil, mustard, one of my favorite ingredients. Always have some Dijon mustard in the refrigerator. You never know. I put it in vinaigrettes. I put it in marinades. I pretty much put it everywhere, which is fantastic. It's one of my favorite ingredients. You're going to mix that together with a little bit of vinegar. We're warming this up. The vinegar is going to reduce a little bit. Let's not forget our beautiful salt and pepper. Once again, here's a place you could maybe put some herbs in here if you wanted, some parsley, but I like to keep it pretty simple. Basically, Leeks Vinaigrette, one of my favorite things, and very simple. So these guys in the back are done. We're going to strain them out for a second. Take your leeks. Woo! And right now, you can't smell it, but I'm getting that little vinegar, that little hit. But that's okay, because the vinegar is reducing, so it's not going to be as strong a vinegar flavor. Then you're going to carve up your chicken. It's very simple. You basically come down the leg area, separate that out, pull that down, and what you got, once you get down to about here, you'll hear it just pop out, and you see that knuckle pops right out. And then you're going to cut the leg off of the thigh. You can go right down the side here. And usually you have to go right through the knuckle, but you'll get used to finding that piece. And then what I usually do is take the wing off. Obviously, this is a lot harder when it's hot, but you definitely want to let this chicken rest for at least 10 minutes before you're going to cut it up, because what happens is all the juices will then disperse and be more even. So, and then you're coming down the side of the breastplate here. Boom. How's that looking? And then you get that little knuckle, so you got that piece. Very simple. And then there's this piece down here when you're doing with chicken. There's this little guy hiding under here, and it's called the chicken oyster. And what's great about, you see, there it is. It's got a little round part there, and this thing pops out. It's called the chicken oyster. That, to me, is the best part, because now that guy's been sitting on the bottom, right? It's been cooking in all the juices that have been coming down there and saying hello to it. So it's all happy down here. And that piece, nobody ever gets. That's the one. If you get to learn how to carve the chicken, that's your piece. If you're going to plate it, what I'm doing, if I'm doing roast chicken at home, I'm going to put a big platter out with the leeks, and then I'll put out the chicken, all the parts cut up, because you got Aunt Marilyn that wants the white meat. You got Uncle Joe that wants the dark meat, so you got all that going on. But if you're going to plate it in a restaurant, or if it's just 2 of you for dinner, just put the leeks there, put a little bit of white meat, a little bit of dark meat, and voila. That's all you need to do.